And the big development at this hour, Ukrainian President Zelensky has arrived in Washington, D.C.
Now, in a post on Twitter, Zelensky said he would be meeting his U.S. counterpart Trump on Monday. He thanked the U.S. president for the invitation. He's added that they all share a strong desire to end the war quickly and reliably. And the peace must be lasting, not like it was years ago.
And he was referring to the time in 2014 when Ukraine was forced to give up Crimea. Now, Zelensky's post follows a post by Trump in which he once again put the onus on Ukraine, saying Zelensky could choose to end the war with Russia almost immediately, but retaking Russian-occupied Crimea or joining NATO are off the table. And for more on this, we're now being joined by Susan Tehrani, who's joining us from New York over the phone line. Susan, we were just discussing this less than an hour ago, and the fact that Zelensky is making his way to the US, he's not very clearly, his language suggests that Crimea is on the table for him, and land concessions are not what he's looking at, but that seems to be the only way forward. Give us more on how you're reading this, anything more that you've picked up.
Yeah, so it appears that Zelensky had this desire or felt this need to put out this social media post. It's really shortly after, as you mentioned, President Trump made that statement that it's up to Zelensky to stop this war. I mean, what I read into it is that just under a tremendous amount of pressure Zelensky is right now going into this meeting, and so are European leaders, considering the fact that President Trump and Vladimir Putin seem to be somewhat on the same page, and Trump seems to see as the best path forward to some of the concessions that need to be made to Ukraine, and Zelensky is very concerned about this. And if you can see in his social media post, he keeps talking about independence. They're insisting that Ukraine must be involved in any deal. Of course, Ukraine will be, but it's this Ukraine's sovereignty is going to be front and center, and it's going to be very interesting to see whether or not there's going to be any kind of breakthrough, considering the fact that not only he made these statements that he can't change the lines of conflict and the lines of control based on the Ukrainian constitution. He made those comments prior to getting on the plane, and then once he's off the plane, he's making these comments about land and concessions as well. So it'll be interesting to see if there is any kind of middle ground that the United States, relaying Russia's message, can send to the Ukrainians and Europeans where it'll be desirable for them. They're supposed to meet, President Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky are supposed to meet at around 1 p.m. local time, Washington time, tomorrow afternoon, and then that meeting is going to be followed with the European leaders as well. So, we'll watch very closely.
Interesting. Absolutely. We know that Zelensky is here in Washington, D.C. We'll be waiting for all the European leaders, and when they come, and we got to see how we were talking about land concession and how the Europeans try and get the security guarantees on the topic on the table there. Yeah,
exactly.
All right, Susan, thanks. Thanks so much for getting us the latest. It is going to be interesting to watch what happens next.